Now I'm working on a Cub Cadet LT 1045. Has the Kohler bucket engine in it. And he put a new battery in it because the thing wouldn't crank over. After putting the new battery in it, he says it still won't crank over. I've got it up here at the shop. I've got a charger on the battery, and it's only got a 25% charge on it right now. So it's either got an electrical problem, something that's draining the battery, or possibly with a full charge, it could be something else. I want to get this battery charged up completely. And once I do that, we'll pop the hood off this thing and dig into it and see what's wrong with it. I'm going to go ahead and pull the cover off of here, check the valve clearance. If there was anything easy about working on these motors, it might be taking this cover off. And that's about it. And I remember the first time I worked on this, it had a sheared flywheel key, and I want to check that too. I'm just not liking the way that this thing's cranking over, even with the low batteries that are in it. There we go. Got that. I want to get a rag under there. The valve cover's leaking anyway, like always with these things. And that probably just needed tightening down. There we go. The gasket still looks in good shape. This is one that I've replaced before. There's a video on this. It just needed tightening down a little bit. I'm going to take the spark plug out of it. That looks bad. There's a zoom in on that spark plug. You can see the tip of that thing, snow white. Okay, we found the root of the starting problems. We got a bad starter. As you can see, this is not going down. And it's jiggling all over the place, so that's our problem right there. We've got a bad spark plug. And I'm going to go ahead and check the clearance on these valves, but I'm thinking that that's going to be okay. So I think I've got a starter over there. If not, I'm going to have to order one and take that off and replace it, put a new spark plug in it. By that time, this battery over here should be charged. It looks like it's taking a charge now. We'll see if we can't get this thing to fire up. Now, to take the starter off, we've got a hot wire down here on the bottom. Now, for a lot of these starters and carburetors too, I got this wrench. I've got a 7/16 and I've got a 1/2. And you could see where I've ground down two sides of this and made it really thin. You can see right here, this wrench won't fit in there on that nut. This one will. That way I can hold on to that and loosen that one underneath it without tearing up the insides of the starter. There we go. Now we can take our number 10s off the top. These are little nuts. There's a little stud underneath it. There's one there and one there, and it comes off there. You can see the Bendix is stuck up there. The bearing feels like the top one on the inside is like gone, jiggling around. So this thing is pretty much junk. I don't think there's any saving it. There's a little bit of difference between the old starter and this new one. And it's this little tab right here. The only way this will fit is with that tab coming up through this opening back here. And it has all these wires running down through it. So I'm going to have to take those out because I don't want to screw with the starter and cut that off of there, just in case it's bad and I have to send it back. So we'll just have to find a different way to route them up through there. With these starters, one thing you want to try to avoid when you put this thing up in there is letting it dangle on just one of those bolts. See, that's a perfect fit. So once you get it up in there, you want to run both of these down instead of doing one and then letting it hang on the other, because they've been known to break. Okay, that looks like it's up there pretty good. And let's crank it down. Okay, I'm going to take these wires and see what happens if I run them behind the starter like this. And just put it on there right now just to hold it. See how the cover will fit. Pushes it out just a little bit. Just cut a little notch right here. And then I'll just route these back the rest of the way just like they were before. Problem solved. On the bottom of the starter, we just got that one wire to install on it. Right there. I'll take my skinny little wrench to hold it up on top here. And then I'll take my fat one to tighten it down. There we go. Starter's installed. Everything's hooked back up. Let's see if she starts up and runs. That's a success. At times, a visual inspection will show you just where your problem is. In this video, you can see where the Bendix was stuck on the flywheel. Other times, you have to use the process of elimination, making sure you got a good battery, testing the solenoid, fuses, wiring, leaving only the starter to be the cause of the problem. If you made it this far in my video, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good information out of it. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button and join the channel. Got a lot of videos up there, got a lot more coming. Ring that notification bell. You'll get notified as soon as I put them up. Stay safe in the shop, wear your safety glasses all the time, and have fun. Thank you for watching.